Bobby's keeping an eye on our weather, and it is just a beautiful time for us down here, and it's going to warm up just a bit, right, Bobby?
Yeah, a little bit above average. So that front came through, and we had that really cold air, right, the beginning of the week. Now that is starting to moderate, and as the high pressure moves further off towards the east, it's just going to continue to warm up, and we'll get a little bit more of a east to southeast wind developing, which is not only warmer, but a little bit more on the muggier side. It's not a lot, but that's kind of the headline. You can see the highs over now, West Virginia, Virginia area, sliding off towards the east, rain back up towards, well, all the way up through the Dakotas, southern Minnesota, seeing some rain. There's a little bit of snow on the north end of that. It's actually cooler out west, the Pacific Northwest, than anything else. Now, closer to home, we've been very quiet, had just a few clouds in the daytime heating. We'll do that again for tomorrow, but that is it. No rain in the forecast. Live outside right now. It's a beautiful evening. 67 degrees in Tampa. Light wind out of the north at 5 miles per hour. And the dew point's up a little bit. It's lower to the mid 60s, but it's still fairly comfortable. Now, the colder air is going to stay locked up north. You can see a big ridge of high pressure developing down south, going like that. That has sinking air underneath, and that air heats up. And so we're going to stay warm through this week. A little bit of cool air in the northeast, but really it's out west where the coldest air is, at least for now. But then this jet stream that goes around the North Pole that generally starts to hold that cold air, that's what we call the polar vortex. That's that rotation right there. It kind of traps the coldest air around the poles, and the warmer air will be south of that. Well, there's going to be a lot of warming over top of that. And that's going to mess that up a little bit. And eventually, that jet stream is going to get a little bit less than what it normally is as far as straight. It actually kind of breaks it a little bit. So when we say polar vortex with cold air coming down, which I think starts in December actually, we're actually talking about the polar vortex weakening. Okay, and then allowing that cold air to come back down. And so that's the pattern that is developing right now. And so what will happen is we'll stay warm. Look at this extended forecast through Monday of next week, Tuesday. We're talking Thanksgiving by Thursday there, and it is a little bit cooler by that point. I think we'll start to cool down a little bit by that time. But these numbers, 4 or 5 degrees above average, 6 degrees above average. We should be 79 this time of the year. And if you look ahead towards November 27th, look how, it's not just us, look how much of the eastern United States is well above normal for temperatures. And that's after the big cool down that they had, that big chill that even we saw a piece of this week. Now, remember the polar vortex starting to break up a little bit, some colder air starting to move down to the south starting in December. This takes us out the next 30 days, and you can see the effects of that. Now, when that cool air comes down to the south and the east, we always look at it to see exactly where it comes down, how much of it gets to us. Those details we can't tell you right now, but I do think we will start to see some cooler air by the time we get towards the first week of December, and we'll get some bouts with it as we move through the month of December. Unfortunately, I do not have a lot of rain in the forecast. I had really 10% on Saturday and Sunday, and that's just a weak front coming through, and I really don't think we see a lot with it. I'm kind of being hopeful for that. We stay warm, we stay dry all the way through the week. It's nice for being outdoors and all your outdoors, and of course for boating. Boating's tremendous right now because we have light winds, but we are very dry. We're in a moderate drought, and that will get worse before it gets better.